A science lab doesn't need to have a ceiling. A science lab doesn't even need to have walls. Applying STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, our class used an entire national forest as a living laboratory to study the impact of the feral hog, an invasive species that is wreaking havoc on the environment.
The hog was brought to the Americas by early explorers as a food source. The warm climate and lack of major predators, coupled with the prolific breeding habits of the hog, allowed these animals' populations to swell to devastating numbers.
Feral hogs compete for food sources with deer and other native species. They eat wild turkey eggs and other young animals and damage plants and stream banks with rooting and wallowing activities. Over time, this endangers other wildlife and reduces stream quality. The feral hog invasion is becoming a nationwide threat. After extensive web-based research and interviews with hunters, farmers, and even a couple of PhDs, we learned a great deal about methods of culling the feral hog population. We propose that using methodical trapping techniques is a solution to managing hog numbers, so we created a wild hog blog to share resources and techniques for maximizing trapping success. Students programmed a smartphone app for tracking hog sightings using GPS coordinates.
We even set about building a better pig trap in collaboration with our technology center, using the new plasma cutter to create trap components.
Numbers came to mean much more than just pages in our math textbooks as we collected and used real measurements and applied statistical equations to estimate hog populations. Monitoring wildlife populations is a long-term commitment, so we have already set about passing the torch and the calculations to our feeder school counterparts.
Invasive species have a damaging effect that cascades through the food web. Whether it's quagga mussels in the Great Lakes, pythons in Florida, or wild hogs in the South, we must all persevere in our efforts to protect and preserve our environment.